Good afternoon, I'm Annaliese Borg, and during this video I'll present my observation analysis of a child's engagement and behaviours within an early childhood centre. During my site visit to an early childhood centre, I was able to observe children aged between 12 to 24 months, to understand how educators and environmental factors can influence the engagement and attention of the developing child. During this presentation, I draw on pedagogical theories as well as the early learning theories presented by the Early Years Learning Framework, which is a national curriculum framework in Australia that guides early childhood education programs for children from birth to 5 years old. I utilise this to understand how educators support learning through play and how it contributes to child development. My chosen observation is an 18-month-old girl who was in the butterfly room of her centre. During the 30 minutes spent in the room, I was able to focus on non-verbal cues such as body language and facial expressions, her engagement with materials, for example, dancing with ribbons and moving along to music, as well as the interactions between herself and the educator. This data was collected ethically and systematically, ensuring that no identifiable information was included throughout the observation. During my time spent observing, I noticed that the child demonstrated a clear engagement with music-based activities. For example, she danced around with colourful ribbons, moving in response to the continuous music played in the background, as well as the child mirroring the hand movements of the nearby educator. She was more likely to engage when the educator used hand gestures, softer tone, and sat at her eye level. The child played with brighter coloured objects or ones which made noise. Although her attention span was limited, she was always returning to the activities which involved music or dancing. For example, the music changed from a slow lullaby to an upbeat song, making the child adjust her movements accordingly, presenting ideas of high-level sensory engagement. The child wished to explore materials by herself rather than engaging with her peers. Occasionally, she would look up from playing and look at the other children. However, she did not wish to join. Her time spent at the centre during my observation was self-directed and shaped by her curiosity and educator engagement. My time observing has allowed me to understand the importance of intentional teaching in early childhood centres. By utilising a behaviourist approach, the educators model certain movements and then the children follow. This aligns with Albert Bandura's learning theory, which supports the idea that children learn social behaviours through imitation or observation. Throughout my observation, the selected child chose to indulge in independent play. This type of play follows the constructivist theory, which refers to learners being able to understand through experience. The Early Years Learning Framework follows this theory through Learning Outcome 1, which states, "Children have a strong sense of identity." This is crucial in independent play as it fosters confidence and allows children to solve problems and make choices, which the child can be seen doing throughout the observation. The child's attention span is quite appropriate for her age, as children shift the focus quickly and regularly due to their developing cognitive and sensory abilities. Throughout the observation, the educators aim to support her changing engagement levels through intentional interactions. The utilisation of hand gestures, different music played in the background, were all ways in which her attention was regained, helping her maintain interest and participation. This approach follows the idea of Vygotsky's zone of proximal development, which refers to the importance of social interaction and guided learning. When the educators scaffolded the children's experience by making new hand gestures or changing the beat of the song, the educators were able to challenge her abilities while still supporting her. Throughout my time observing in the Early Childhood Centre, I was able to gain an insight into how intentional teaching strategies can develop a child's engagement and learning. By responding to the selected child's cues through interactions such as hand gestures and changing the music, educators create different opportunities for the child to focus or participate in. The interactions between the educator and the child not only supported her development, but also showcased the importance of responsive, child-led practices. In conclusion, my selected observation has developed my understanding that effective learning environments are ones which actively respond to the child's interests, promote meaningful interactions, and create a space for discovery and development.